Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Hopefully you can all see me very well and I can get in some better light. I want to make another video. Actually, I made a video this afternoon. Let me get the door shut here, and I don't even think I need to lock it because there's not many people out here that could possibly steal a vehicle anyway, so I'm not going to lock the car. So anyway, I saw a video here this afternoon that I had to make a video about because it's just a video I just had to make because I couldn't take it anymore. And it's the video, I think it's with this guy by the name of Pomp, P-O-M-P. And he's kind of like, he's the up and comer, I think, right now in cryptocurrencies as far as making videos. He's like the old Antonopoulos, and I haven't seen Antonopoulos for a while, but this new guy's name is Pomp, P-O-M-P. Young guy, I think he's a military guy. He's done a lot of research and study on Bitcoin. And he's like, I think he's getting pretty close to the 100,000 mark in cryptocurrency. Few years back, it was Ivan on Tech. This guy's kind of like the new guy that's really kind of making some pretty decent views. And of course, he has Peter Schiff on his channel, or Schiff has Pomp on his channel, and they're talking about the old argument, Bitcoin versus gold. And I'm watching this video, and I just had to make a video in response to some of Peter Schiff's comments, because I have been listening to Peter Schiff, people like Peter Schiff, since the 1980s. And they continue to make the same arguments, but the people that are on Bitcoin, this side of Bitcoin, just really cannot counter their arguments for whatever reason, because most of the hour and 20-minute video that they had was driven by the market. Oh, Bitcoin's gone up this much. Well, gold's gone up this much. Well, Bitcoin has gone up this much in the last month. And, that's basically all they were talking about, the market. And of course, Peter Schiff throws the utility. He loves this argument. And I'm going to kill it right now because I'm so tired of this argument, because I've heard it since the 1980s. Actually ended up buying a bunch of gold and losing a lot of money on it. So it's not a video that, this is the video that I want to make because actually, I do have an issue with gold. I have a big issue with gold, because not that I don't like gold, and I don't think gold's a great investment, and people love gold, and they buy gold, and they're going to make some money on gold, and of course gold is at all-time highs right now too. So gold is doing very well. But the issue that I have with a guy like Schiff is he's got 1 foot. Actually, he's got both feet, both hands, both legs, both arms, all 10 fingers and toes in the physical world. He cannot get himself out of the physical world. He lives in the physical world, and anything digital, it's like he's living in the 1980s. The guy just can't cross the line and get into the year 2020. He can't even get into the year 2000. He's still living in the 1980s with these arguments that he's making. And basically his argument with Pomp was, hey, what do I do with my Bitcoin? With gold, I can make jewelry. With gold, I have industrial uses for it. With gold, I can do all these things. There's no physical use for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have any utility to it. There's nothing you can do. There's no physical use to it. And that actually, for someone of Peter Schiff's position in life, or Peter Schiff's where he's at and everything, is such a bad argument. I can't even believe anybody even uses such a ridiculous argument. It's like saying, literally, my wife loves the program Microsoft Word. She has literally written thousands of documents with Microsoft Words and done countless things, creating enormous amounts of monetary, making money from Microsoft Word. She's a great writer. She's loved it. She's written thousands of documents, hundreds of documents, maybe tens of thousands, I don't know. But what do I do with my Microsoft Word? Can I eat it? No. Can I make jewelry out of it? No. Can I live in it? No. No. There's no other use for Microsoft Word but to create something with it. But what you create has value, and that value is something that is intangible. It's not tangible. It's intangible. Peter Schiff cannot get out of the intangible world. He can't get into the intangible world. He lives in a tangible world, and he makes these ridiculous arguments about how gold's got utility and Bitcoin doesn't, which is absolutely bizarre in my mind. I remember back in the 80s when I was a stockbroker, we did the same thing because we were selling mining stocks. And we used to tell people, and one of my favorite was that gold could be super thin. It could take gold and actually, it has properties where you can make it, so so thin that, and still maintain some, some of its properties by being, made so thin that you could actually line windows with gold. And when you line the window with gold, it saved energy. It was an energy saving, and that's how useful gold was. It was to the point where you could actually save energy by literally using it to line windows. I mean, this was one of the utilities. It was supposed to be a superconductor electricity, and all kinds of stuff like that. And that was the thing about gold. Peter Schiff still hangs on to those ideas that are 35, 40 years old and cannot grab the utility of Bitcoin and cannot grab the idea of what Bitcoin is and how it works. And literally, that, like I say, for the hour and 20-minute video that they did together, it was all about the market and the fact that gold has utility and Bitcoin doesn't, because what do I do with my Bitcoin but have it on a wallet, a digital wallet that I can't feel, touch, or use, or making the jewelry, or I can't having anything to no industrial use for it. So this was the kind of the argument, which is really, really, really kind of ridiculous. And like I say, it's kind of like, it reminds me of people that just can't quite understand Bitcoin or understand what it's all about. Just like they can't understand why you'd ever want to use any kind of a program or any kind of computer program that's uses for what it is that it does. Bitcoin is a store of value. That's what it does, and it does it better than anything else in the world, and it does it in a way that nothing else can do. And it's able to transact in a way that nothing else can do. And the fact that it doesn't have properties where you can use it for other things like industrial use or jewelry or gold doesn't mean it's less valuable, or that it doesn't have any value. And I don't know why we're even doing these arguments, why one is better than the other. I mean, what is it? We feel like all of a sudden if people start buying Bitcoin instead of gold, the Bitcoin market would go up. That's not the issue. It has nothing to do with it. We shouldn't even go down those roads. We shouldn't be having people like Peter Schiff up against a guy like Pomp and making arguments about one's better than the other and why one is superior than the other. Either you understand it or you don't understand it. Either you understand digital currency or you don't understand digital currency. Either you get the market or you don't get the market. But making superficial arguments about the fact that it has utility, but let me ask Schiff something. Can you eat gold? No. I mean, like I've said before, can you live in gold? No. Can I take it and build a house with it? No. It's gold. It has its properties too. So this is a really kind of an interesting thing where you got guys like Schiff and Pomp arguing about how Bitcoin doesn't have the utility gold does, and how a gold is so much more superior. And I somewhat, the reason I get frustrated with these arguments is because I see, like, every time Peter Schiff does argue against somebody with Bitcoin, he ends up, to me, coming out looking like the person that is, I wouldn't say the winner, but he looks to me like he's usually the person that if I was just not understanding person of Bitcoin, or I'm not understanding person of digital currency, I would probably agree with Schiff over the other people that Schiff's arguing with. Not that he's winning the arguments, because there's probably a lot of people who understand more. But if you have a little bit of understanding, you probably wouldn't agree with Schiff. But if you don't have any understanding, you probably would tend to agree with Schiff. He probably makes a better argument. He probably, and he does these, like I say, ridiculous things, like saying gold has some utility that who cares about? Who cares that you can make jewelry? Who cares that it's got something else? I mean, there's always a replacement for those industrial uses that gold has, and gold is very expensive. In fact, as the gold market picks up and gets to $2,000 an ounce and onward, some of those uses that gold has will probably become far less, simply because the cost of gold has gone up, and which causes more inflation, which actually means Bitcoin is actually the better play, because anything that gold is used in is going to create more inflation or higher prices. So that the whole video just kind of got me off in a little bit of a tangent. And generally, I don't make videos because I just watched the video and it upset me, but that video did it. And I'll put the link, you can watch it below. And because I heard those arguments so many times, I've been through that game so many times. See, like I say, I was a penny stockbroker in Denver, Colorado in the 1980s. I sold tons of mining stock, sold mostly gold stock. I pitched the gold thing all day long. I was, Peter Schiff thinks he pitches gold. I pitch gold all day. Peter Schiff pays people to pitch gold for him. I was the one who was actually making the cold calls, pitching gold and gold mining stocks. So I had to talk to the real people and get the real money from them to put into some stock or something that we have. It's some investment that was revolved around gold, and there was a lot of them in the 1980s. So I've done that pitch a long time, and it hasn't changed one bit, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as what Schiff says. He's still on the same logic and the same thinking and the same idea. But in every other respect, Bitcoin is superior. And don't let him fool you with the argument that, oh, Bitcoin has no utility, because Bitcoin has a lot of utility. Bitcoin is, like I say, much like the word, the word processing, like Microsoft Office or Word, has tons of utility, but it has a specific use for what it does. So that's an argument that people shouldn't buy into. Also, if you like gold, that's great. I love gold too. Buy gold all day long. But as Paul Tudor Jones said, if you want to get on the fastest horse, you better jump on Bitcoin. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.